All right, let's get into the Tesla chart. So it continued down farther. Here's my count. Potentially it bottomed here. Let's go to the 5-minute. So you have right here, this is 5 waves, it looks like to me. You get a very short second wave. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. So the third wave ends right there, fourth wave. And then right here, I think there's a possibility that there's a good possibility that we gap down on Tuesday. This looks to me, it looks to me like that. So if we didn't bottom right here, then we're probably going to go down here to 240. I could see a gap down, just like 3 or 4% down to here, fill the gap, and then be finished with this downtrend. So I think that's a possibility. One thing to think about is we just finally came out of the supply zone. Where is our support here? We do have a 20-day moving average. We did finish above that too, though. So that's something to think about. We have the 20-day. We finished right above that. That's actually bullish. So we're above the 20-day, but there is a possibility that it gaps down. If it gaps down, then I'd be looking for 240. So we're in between supply and demand. Either way, I think that this cannot be a first wave. It's either a C wave. It's either a C wave or it's the finishing touches of an overall A wave. So it would have to be something like that. Or it's a C wave finish. Think about it, if we get 5 waves here, the third wave would take us down here to the max it can go based on this being an expanded flat. The max is 236, so this cannot be a first wave. So it's actually pretty bullish from here. There's a slight possibility of a move down on Tuesday. Maybe it only comes down here to 245 and then bounces back up here. One thing that I will note though is the fact that this is a very corrective move, so it actually favors a bearish move overall. And I really don't think we're going to see, this wouldn't make that much sense if we saw like something like that. That wouldn't make very much sense because that means we're going into just a very extended ABC move. So I think that's very unlikely. So I guess the smaller time frame is actually favoring a move lower on Tuesday. So I would expect maybe a move down here to 245 below the 20 or 240 in the morning. Maybe we gap down. So if we're at the second wave right now, and this is a third wave, I could see it just gapping down here and then bouncing and then have another move lower here down here to 240. And that will really get everybody bearish. But the thing is, we are already overextended. And that would be the completion of 5 waves and the completion of this ABC move. So a gap down, actually if it went under 236, that would be perfect. Grab some shares, sell puts, do whatever you need to do, but this downtrend is almost over. And again, this is a bullish formation. So we get this move down here to 236. As long as this is not 5 waves, because 5 waves, obviously we'd come down here to the 0.5 fib. That means we'd potentially go like this. But as long as this is not 5 waves and it's the ABC move I've been talking about, or the WXY, if we come down here to 240, we should see something like that. So this is a bullish setup regardless. Even if it goes to 225, you're still going to see a higher price probably within the next couple of months. So bullish setup. I do hold some puts still, and I have both sides. I'm ready for whatever, and we'll see what happens next week. Could go either way, but overall, again, this is a bullish setup right here. So get ready to go long no matter what it does. And again, on the black box, I saw again more in the money puts right here actually. Look at these strikes, 416, 400, 366, 333 for the 19th. So that favors a very bullish move going into Opex in January. So maybe if we gap down early next week, I'm expecting a big reversal right away. Earnings are at the end of the month, I think, maybe the 24th. But this is a bullish way of going long right here. So they did a lot. Again, they did it yesterday at 253. So they've just been doing that over and over, even though the price is going down. They know. And here we go, actually. You got a block here at 248. You got a block trade. So $115,000, $28 million worth. Not a huge one, but still notable. And they're probably just accumulating right now for the move up. So that is Tesla. Let's go over QQQ. QQQ could be in a C wave here. I think it's likely. Very tricky kind of end here. I think this is probably a running flat, and then this was an ABC move as well. So, but there's always a possibility that this bounces up here to the 1.61 fib, which is around 414. And let's just see where the 1.61 fib is on this move. 416. So it's a possibility it goes up higher. Otherwise, we're looking for a C wave that could potentially go all the way down here to 397. So we have, this is basically the A wave right here. Let's see, ABC. Maybe something like that. So this right here is, in my opinion, ABC. And then we got an ABC move up here, so I consider that the B wave, and then this would be the C wave. It's possible that this is a corrective move too, and we come up here a little bit higher before coming down. But eventually we're coming down here soon, in my opinion. So they could extend it out a little bit more, but eventually we're coming down here. I didn't see any block trades on QQQ, but I'm still waiting for this gap to be filled, and we'll see what happens with it. Was down decently today. It came all the way down here to 407, but recovered pretty well. The dollar. So the dollar is finally bouncing here. I've gone over the standard deviations. We're at the very edge of it. We're finally bouncing. It did come all the way down here to 164. And if you just look at what I've had drawn out for a while, the 1.61 fib of the A wave is sitting here at 93. We came down here to 100. Let's just do the math here, or the fibs. So third wave would take us down to 96.58. Let's say we bounce back up here to like 105. You're looking at 98 bounce for a fourth wave, and then you're looking for, let's just see if this works out pretty. You're looking at 92 basically. So it's looking pretty good overall, the dollar, if you're going long. And we should be bouncing though here soon. So you're probably going to see a bearish move here, I would say, in the next like week or two. So maybe even Tesla will have to go down farther. I don't know. If it makes a second wave down to 225, then that's still bullish. Let's go over Bitcoin. So the last video I said that it was more than likely making a B wave just because of this. But if I look at this individual move right here, I do think that it actually is probably an impulse move. I don't know why I thought it was I was relying on the time too much. I think this is probably an impulse move. And with the dollar going down, you can expect Bitcoin to continue to go up. So it's pretty clear this is the first wave, second wave, and then you get first wave, second wave. You can see we broke the parallel line here for a third wave. We finally consolidated. However, this might be a long consolidation. I'm not 100% sure on that. This was about 4 months or 5 months. So I would expect this to consolidate for at least a month or two. Maybe it consolidates until the ETF approval. That's only like sometime in January. And then we take off after that. But if you're just following this right here, then it's probably going to go higher. It's probably going to go, I would say 35 to 40 for a bottom here. And then you're looking at 57. And then you're looking at back to 45. And then you're looking at something around, I'm not sure if this is going to give me a very good price. Let's see. You're looking at basically 74,000, which would actually bring it up to all-time highs. So there's a potential that it goes higher than that too. Obviously, we could get a very big fifth wave, but there's also a possibility this is only wave 1. How long did wave A take? It took 3 years. We started this in November of 2022, and I have a projection of March of 2025. So if we did make a wave 1 here, I would look for a pullback to about 34,000, and then you'd be looking for 190,000 pullback, and then you'd be looking for something around 315,000 minimum. So if this is the final wave up for this move, I mean, it can go much higher, obviously, but this would be WXY completion in 2025, and then maybe you get some kind of consolidation and then higher. So, but short term, you're looking pretty good. You're looking at this as a fourth wave about to start. And you can see here we're pretty overextended on the standard deviations. So looking good. The miners sold off really hard today, and that's the reason I think we're starting a fourth wave. Could only go into the ETF approval, but like you can look at stocks like Mara, so Mara sold off really hard today, 16%. I think Mara could go all the way up here to 45 to 62 bucks. Those are kind of my targets, maybe even higher than that. Hard to say if this is actually a third wave here. It could be. This came back past the 0.5 fib, so so it could be a third wave as well. However, based on Bitcoin, I don't know if it's going to go that much higher right now. I could imagine it going something like this. And then when Bitcoin consolidates for a second wave, the third wave is when it takes off. So on this one, I could see 45 to 62 bucks. And then you have like this stock right here sold off really hard. You have this stock right here. I was in this stock for a while, sold off really hard. And so, yeah, they're probably just going to make their way down while Bitcoin consolidates, and then you're going to want to get back into them probably here in the next month or two. So those are the miners. I'll take a quick look at tech stocks and just see if there's anything to look at, anything notable. Microsoft didn't move. Nvidia literally flat. Apple didn't move. Again, still think this is coming down here soon. Alright, so I'm not going to go over them all, I guess. They're all kind of flat. AMD has been getting a lot of gains though lately. Let's go over that real quick. It was down a little bit. I think AMD can go all the way to potentially 230. Yeah, I have this as a WXY move, kind of as like a B wave, I guess. But I think it can go all the way up here to 230. So it's probably going to consolidate though here. Let's go to the daily. So yeah, I think this is pretty good though overall. I mean, you have this pullback here. It's always a possibility this is a B wave, but overall, I expect this to go much higher. And it's been ripping over the last like couple months. What else do we got here? Let's go over some stocks like Palantir. So Palantir might be finished here, but I don't think so. It's kind of debatable. Is this a third wave finish right here? Probably is. But on the weekly chart, it looks to me like it's finished. So if that's the case, we'll just go to short term since that is debatable. Short term, I'm looking for 15 bucks and potentially really quickly too. This took August to November. It would take about a month and a half from here. So you're looking at like January 10th actually as a bottom. And I could see it bottoming around 15 bucks. So you can see here I have it drawn up 15 bucks right in the gap fill, right into daily demand zone. And then after that, I'm not sure if it's going to go to new highs. It probably is going to go to new highs. This is probably a third wave. Just based on what I expect the overall market to do, this is probably a third wave. But there's always a possibility that it does something like this. But I think that third wave, then you're looking for a lot higher prices, potentially looking at something around probably like 30 bucks for the next wave up. So Palantir looks good. SoFi, let's go ahead and do that. I'll add that into this video. I'll probably do a separate video on SoFi. What else is there to look at? Trying to think what I've been looking at all day. If you're into these stocks right here, IONQ and RGTI, I think that they have another leg down coming because you can see here pretty clearly this is 5 waves. IONQ, 5 waves. And then you get an ABC move here, you get a weak bounce. You can see here a very corrective bounce. So I would expect this to hit a minimum of 660. So it can go all the way down to 660, potentially all the way down to 550. I think that's probably going to be a really good buy on this stock because quantum computing is probably going to do pretty well. And this is definitely going to be a second wave or a B wave. So you're looking at another move higher to potentially 75 bucks. So if you get 75 bucks on the next move, that's pretty good. A minimum of 48 bucks. So not yet, but this is going to be an amazing buy, I think, around 6, 7, 8 bucks. So something to keep in mind. The other one, RGTI, I don't know much about the company. A lot of people are saying it's going to go bankrupt, but I don't really know that much about it. I've had this price target for a while on this one. It's weekly demand down here at 46 to 62 cents. And so, yeah, I wouldn't touch this until then. I think that's pretty much it for this one. I think Tesla is likely to, I'll do a recap real quick. Tesla is likely to go lower early on Tuesday, and then after that, bounce back. Could we come all the way down here to 240 gap? You could. If we gap down, that's very possible. And after that, though, I'm going to be bullish. Whether it ends up bouncing and then going lower, I'm bullish from 240. Whatever it does on Tuesday morning is a buy the dip. So if you have puts, take profit early and then look for the rebound. All right, that's it. I'll do a SoFi video separately, and have a good weekend, long weekend. Happy New Year. I'll talk to you soon.